Yeah, welcome everybody back to the Flying Dog House. We're back at Wake Island at PWAC. We're going to take a look today at the freshly released Grumman J2F Duck. A lot of work's gone into this piece of freeware. It's available right now over on Flightsim.to. Let's go jump over into the sim and have a talk and take a look. Okay, here we are at good old PWAC. Perfect place to do an initial fly here in the Duck. Looking good for a flight today. At any rate, the aircraft comes with 3 variants and 15 liveries. There's been a lot of work done on this aircraft. It was converted over from FSX, but there have been significant texture formatting changes and some modeling changes and flight model and engine configuration updates and systems and all sorts of fun things. So it's definitely worth a place in your hangar. There are some things that need to be worked on, but on whole, for a first release and for freeware, this thing's the bomb. All right, let's jump inside the cockpit here. There we go. All right, so cockpit textures. Let's talk about those for a second. They're off to a great start, and I think that's how I want to couch my feedback. There are some places in the aircraft, as we see here in the seat, where we do have some worn textures, but I do think there's some opportunity for improvement here with Release 2. So at any rate, congratulations for getting this thing into the sim. It's going to be a lot of fun, I can already tell. So we'll definitely be using it for our Warbird Wednesday flights, and we'll take advantage of having this particular aircraft in terms of when we get together and have a fly. All right, what else would I offer up here? Camera angles. We'll just run through those. Control 1, Control 2, 3, 4. This one's interesting. I like this one. 5, 6, and 7 are going to give you left and right offset, which is good. And then I also set up a custom camera angle here for my co-pilot. And who better to have as your co-pilot in a Duck than a Duck? Well, there we go. Thought that might be fun for the day. But I would encourage you to season that to taste. That's why we have the camera angles that we can set up ourselves and customize it to fit your own particular desire and need and setup. So here we go. All right, so I guess next up is getting the aircraft started up and ready for flight. And it's pretty much the basic 1930s startup recipe here. So I'm in here on the panel. Let's see what we're doing. All right, so we'll take the battery and the generators to on. We'll go ahead and cut on a bunch of lights. Cut on the beacon, nav lights. I'm not going to use the taxi lights. Wing lights are on. Spotlight on and off. This one's interesting. It's very, very bright too. I'm going to leave it off for now. We don't need it. Compass light will turn on. And panel lighting. Yeah, let's have that on as well. Okay. So basics here. Left side of the cockpit is going to give you tail wheel lock, rotor trim, womble pump over here for your use if you choose to, pitch trim, throttle control here and mixture. Prop control is up top. Magnetos, so we'll need those in a minute. Fire extinguisher is available. Water rudder, definitely of use for steering this around in the water. All right, so let's go ahead and get the fuel selector turned on. Did notice there's a bit of an issue there with the mouse over on the tank description, so that one probably needs to be tended to in a future update. But again, that's minor picky stuff. All right, so we've got our fuel selector on. Give the primer a couple of pumps here. Got our magnetos to on. Make sure that we have the throttle cracked. Mixture is full. Prop is 100%. Should be good for a start here. All right, let's give it a shot. Let's see if we get a motor. Ah, there we go. All right, let's jump outside here. Sounds good. One of the things that you're going to notice as you are doing your water taxi is that the left wing does have a tendency to droop and drag. And I'm just going to taxi down a little ways. And this behavior in the aircraft is not going to change until you get up some speed. All right, so notice the wings have now come back up. So we'll go ahead and roll the RPM all the way out. And there we go. We're up and away. The aircraft does have a tendency to ground loop. There is a tail wheel lock that you will want to utilize should you be taking off from a hard surface. And it's going to require some practice. Anyway, we're going to fly over here to the Lexington. Anyway, all the gauges seem to be responsive and then work and display appropriate data. Excuse me. But it's a lot of fun to fly. Landing, burning off airspeed here. The flaps, so it's a pre-flaps era aircraft. So you are going to have to manage your prop and throttle in order to get your landing speed appropriate. And this aircraft will move along. It's quite impressive. Once we land over here at the Lexington, we can talk a little bit about the aircraft configuration. And we can jump back outside again here. Making our way over here to Lex. The landing approach, you probably want to target somewhere around 70, 60 miles an hour is your stall speed. And again, you do not have flaps. Here we go, a little bit of a flyby here over Lex. Wake Island over here off of our wingtip here. Go downwind just a little bit, and then we'll make our turn, and then we'll land somewhere in the neighborhood of the carrier, just for grins and giggles. You definitely want to stay away from stall speed. It will drop a wing in a heartbeat. And nobody wants to end their flying day like that, right? Just taking our time. So this aircraft was developed in the 1930s by Grumman. I believe 1936 is the right number for first flight on this. And it did serve in a variety of capacities. Transport, recon. Been known to drop a depth charge or two. So there are some loads that the aircraft could carry. Alright, so we're down to about 67 miles an hour here. We're just going to coast right down to the water. There we go. I'm going to chop the throttle here. And get it slowed up. Jump back inside the aircraft here. Our water rudder turned on. And we can swing ourselves back around and go back toward the carrier here. So this aircraft is smaller than the PBY, so if you have it, you're definitely going to notice a difference. Both in terms of weight and also performance. Equally fun though. And I like the fact that it's a little bit cranky. A little bit of a challenge. Something outside of the norm. And I definitely appreciate the fact that they've worked on the modeling to make it different. Alright. Let's kill the motor. We'll coast along here. Steer ourselves away from the carrier. The wind is going to push us around. I think we're in pretty good shape. So, technical things about the Duck. 1,050 horsepower right engine, which you heard. Aircraft is 34 feet in length, 12 feet-ish in height. Wingspan's 39 feet. Max speed is 190 at 14,000 feet. Cruise speed is 150. Certified ceiling is 20,000 feet. Range, 780 miles. And then I also mentioned the stall speed being 60. Takeoff speed is around 70. Definitely want to make sure that you are utilizing the tail wheel lock. And be prepared to dance on the pedals. But it's worth it. It's a lot of fun. Alright, so is it sim worthy? Absolutely. I'm looking forward to this evolving and getting even better than it already is. At any rate, kudos to the development team. Right now it's a featured download on Flightsim.to. If you were looking at this video later, then do a search for Grumman Duck. You will be good to go. When you download the aircraft and you give it a fly, give it a like for the developer. I'm sure that they would appreciate your support. Likewise, please like and subscribe here at the channel. Love to have you along as a subscriber. Hopefully this has been an informative video. A lot of fun. Another bit of fun you can have in the sim for free or by donating to the developer. At any rate, I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to continue to have a fly once we're done here at Wake. Take care, everybody. Hope you're keeping well. Cheers, y'all.